Tuning in to another episode of Sexy Challenges Relationship Tips because we want your relationship to rock. And today's topic is intimacy and changes in our life and how it affects that. So let's get started. When we're young and we're first in love and everything seems to be going right, we can't keep our hands off each other every chance we get. It's an intimate moment, or passionate, or making love, or just having a good old time. But as life goes on and our relationship increases with some time, things start to change. One of the biggest ones is having children. If you have children in your life, once somebody gets pregnant, that's a big influence on your relationship, and it's going to change your intimacy. You're not going to have as much time. There's going to be other things, a body obviously might not allow it sometimes with the pregnancy. So those are some things that your hurdles that you'll have to get over during your intimacy, and to find things to substitute or to enjoy otherwise within your relationship. Another thing is our schedules. Our schedules, our work schedules. As we get on in our career, sometimes our work schedules can change and throw a little kink into not the kink in a good way, but throw a little kink into our intimacy and our ability to have to make love to each other because we might be on different schedules for a while. So it's important to be able to adjust to those type of situations as well. And then there's just body changes. As we get older, our body changes. We might put on a little more weight. We might have some health issues, things like that, that we have to adjust our intimacy around. And I think you're getting the concept of this is that our intimacy is going to have to flow and change the whole scope of our relationship. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That can be a very good thing, as it allows you to experience new things and to try out new things. Boredom is one of the big things that can happen in a relationship into your intimacy. So we have to keep things fresh and exciting all the time as we go along. And that's an ever-changing moment, and that's good that it's ever-changing. We don't want it to be the same all the time. That would get old, and it leads to that boredom I was just talking about. Another thing is, as we get older, things will happen to our bodies that will make intimacy maybe a little more difficult. Things like erectile dysfunction, vaginal dryness, those type of things happen. And obviously there's ways around those, but you have to be prepared as a couple to handle those things and to keep the enjoyment flowing in your relationship. Now, might not be as like you were when you were younger and ready to just make love anytime it happens, but there's ways around things and ways to keep things fresh and exciting and sexy in your relationship. And it all starts with communication, taking the time to chat, to have the conversations, to discuss it openly and freely. And I know sometimes this topic is hard to broach sometimes, and it's not comfortable for couples. But you as a couple should be each other's best friends, and you should be able to communicate about this, especially because it affects both of you in your relationship. So just understand, as your relationship grows along, your intimacy, your lovemaking, your sex will change over time with all these changes that happen in your life. And again, that's not a bad thing. That's not anything to be worried about. It's just you have to be prepared for those, and you have to have the good communication skills to do it. And actually, it's kind of fun because you get to experiment a little bit. Get to have some trial and error, some funny moments for your relationship where some things might not work in your intimacy, but other things will work great. So it's just a learning experience and a growing experience for both of you guys and your intimacy. So that's it for today's topic on Sexy Challenges Tips, because we want your relationship to rock.